A blessed day to all of you, and our group is here again to share our presentation, which is our program where you can learn a lot, help you by sharing our knowledge, and you can use it to make the flow of your project better. But first of all, I would like to wish you I would like to greet you a pleasant day to everyone, and I'd like to quickly introduce myself with my group mates. Hi, hello, everyone. My name is Maria Eunice Alde Guzman from 1ITB, together with Mr. Roldan Valencia, Mr. Benedict Mendoza, Mr. Janelle Laguna, and lastly, Mr. Lois Battiao. And I want to tell you why we are here in front of you, because we want to share with you our program, which we design a simple multi-form Java Swing application that will demonstrate CRUD application for students' personal information, which is week 11, that stands for our midterm project in the CCS 103. Which is the idea is to allow the user or the student to log in and put their information that will add to their records, as well as to update and delete their respective records. And that here is Mr. Valencia to explain to us how our program will flow.
Um, Hello everyone, my name is Roldan Valencia, and I'm here to explain the flow of our program. So first, when the student run the program, our main frame will show. And as you can see, the only button who enabled is login and exit button. And the update, add, delete are disabled. It means the only button a student can press is the login and exit. And when you click the exit button, the warning dialog show. And when you click the yes button, the entire program will close. And when you click the login button, this login frame will show. Means student need to log in first to proceed the main frame. And as you can see, if the student input the wrong user and password, this dialog will show. Means the student user and password is wrong. And if the student click the button without any input, this dialog will show. Means student have no any input in your user or password. And when the student input the correct user and password, this dialog will show. Means you successfully log in your account. And as you can see, to our main frame, we have 5 buttons, which is login, add, update, delete, and exit. But the only enable is add, update, delete, and exit. Because students are already entered the correct user and password, that's why the student is no longer logging again. And as you can see, we create a column for ID, first name, last name, middle name, date of birth, age, college, and program. And when you click the add button, this frame will show. Means student can fill up their personal information, and by using new button, student can get an ID. And now, when you click the add record, this dialog will show. Means the student who fill up is saved and it will show in the table or the main frame, which is here. and, and when the student click the update button, this JLabel will show. Means student needs to choose a record that he or she wants to update. And when the student click their prepare or respective rows on the JTable, this update frame will show. And now, the student can retype or put the information that something they're forgotten or they have some information that they are unintentionally type or input which are incorrect for them. And now, when the student click the update button, the information or record is successfully saved. And as you can see on the table, the student who edit is already changed. Button, the specific row that she or he wants to delete, and when she or he click the row that she wants to click to delete, this option pane will show the yes button, no button, as well as the cancel button. For example, when the student click the yes button, the row that he click is successfully deleted. And when the student click the exit button, this option pane will show. Means student can click yes if you want to close all programs. No if she wants to stay in the program. And now let's proceed to Mr. Lois Batchao to explain the login frame.
Good day everyone. Again, I'm Lois Allen A. Batyao and I'm here to introduce the login frame button. First of all, as you can see, when you run the program, the only clickable icon is login and exit button only. And if the user click the login button, the login frame will appear. And the user need to fill the login frame. And if the user click the show button, the password will show. And if the user click the hide button, the password will hide. And if the user also click the clear button, the username and the password will be clear. And let's proceed to code. Introduce txt username and the password, introduce txt password. If the user is equal to null and the password is also equal to null, the show dialog will appear. Please input first, which means the user need to fill the username and the login password before the login. Else, if the user is equal to admin and also password is equal to admin, the show message dialog will appear. You have successfully logged in. But if the username and password are not equal to admin, the message dialog will appear. Invalid username and pass. And the text user and text password will be null. Which means the user need to fill the username and password correctly. And if the user could successfully log in, the mainframe will show. And the login button will be disabled because the user is already logged in. And let's proceed to Mr. Jonel Laguna to explain the add frame button.
Thank you, Lois. Good day, everyone. I'm Junel F. Laguna, and I'm here to explain now the add frame process and its code. Let's start. First, we go to design of our program. The user click the update button, but the form is empty. Then the message dialog will show that there is no existing record, and it is also the same to the delete button. If you click the delete button and there's no record, it shows that there is no existing record. It means that the system could not detect any records if the user will not perform the add button or add records. Next, so we will now proceed to add button. First, the user will need to click the add button or new button to generate the ID number. Then, the user need to fill up the form, which are the first name, last name, middle name, the college, course, and the birthday. And when the user is completely fill up the form, then it is time to click the add record so that it will appear in the mainframe and message dialog appear that the new record saved. It means that the record is successfully saved, and now if the user click the OK, the record frame will dispose. If the user will not completely fill up the fields, then they click the add records. The dialog will show. The dialog will show that the user need to fill up all the fields to record the or to show the result or the record in the mainframe. Next, let's go now to the codes of add frame. First, we need to introduce the add frame to the mainframe so that they can connect or access to each other by using this code. By this code, the add frame will show to the mainframe. Then we proceed to add frame. We create the string for college, which is the CEAS, CCE, CBAA, and CON. We create also the string for CAS program, which is the BSEED, BSSED, and BSI. We create also the CCE program, which is BSCS, BSCPE, BSECE, and BSIE, and BSIT. Next, we create a string for CBA program, CBBA, which is the BSA and BSBA. And last, we create also the string for CON program, which is the BSN only. Next is, we also create a public static int ID is equal to 1, so that to access the ID number in the mainframe, the user click the new button to get the new ID of new record. And in this code, we are here in the if-else statement. If the txt last name, txt first name, CBO college, txt date, and CBO course is null or empty, it means that user is required to fill up all the fields in the form, and the dialog will show that fill up all fields. And in else statement, if the user is completely fill up the all fields, this codes will work or function. And we create the row object is equal to 8 because why 8? Because the column given in the mainframe is equal to 8, which is the ID, first name, last name, middle name, date birth, age, college, and program. And this is the format of our raw data. Example, LBL ID is equal to raw data 0. TXT first name is equal to raw data 1. TXT last name is equal to raw data 2. TXT middle name is equal to raw data 3. And this is the format of our date, which is the day, month, and year. And for TXT date is equal to raw data 4. And this code is for auto-generate age or calculate age. And the age, total age is equal to raw data 5. CBO college is for raw data 6 and CBO course for raw data 7. And now, this code ID plus plus, we use this to continue add the ID number of the record whenever the user add new records. In this part of the codes, we need to introduce the main frame to the add frame to access the information given by the add frame. And by using this code, all the information that the user put in all fields, it will transfer or appear in the JTable of the main frame. And after that, this dialog will appear. It means that the user record is successfully saved. And in this post, when the user done adding record, the add frame will be closed and it will be go back again to the main frame. And this is the explanation for add frame process and its codes. And let's now proceed to Miss Eunice de Guzman to discuss or explain the update frame.
So thank you, Mr. Janel Laguna, for explaining the add frame process of our program. And now, again, I am Maria Eunice de Guzman explaining our update frame, where you can know how it works and as well as the codes. So let's get started. For the update frame, where the user allows to change what his or her want to change from the records and then update it to the JTable. First, as you can see, if the user or the students wants to update or let's say edit their records, which after the user or the students click the J button, which is the update, you will notice that the J button, which are the add and delete, are disabled as well as the update. And the only J button that is enabled is the exit. And the mouse click is now clickable, which the only thing that the user can appear again the update button and can start to click it, he or she must click first the rows that will enable the update frame, which the only thing that the user can appear again the update button and can start to click it again, he or she must click first the rows that will enable the update frame. And now, as you notice, there is a J label, which the title is choose a record above on the corner of the J table, which it counts the user's ID number. Then after that, as what I've said before, the mouse click is ready or now clickable, as well as the J table, which can now click by the user that allows them to click the respective rows on the J table where their records are. And now, when the user done on clicking the rows, there will be an update frame on your screen. Yes, which is also appeared earlier on the add part of the program. And now, the user or the student can now edit or retype what they want to put or type if they have something forgot to put on or something that is typo or incorrect or what. And now, as you can see, there are two buttons below part of the update, which is the update and the cancel, where when the user click the cancel button, a message dialog appears where it said that the user's update operation is now cancelled, and nothing's gonna happen or change on the rows which are their records. But when the user click the update button, from what the users edited or changed on the update frame, it will update successfully. And the records will be saved, which you will notice on the rows on the JTable. The edited info on the update frame on will appear, or basically it is successfully changed compared to the old information on the records. So now the records are completely saved, but the user can click again the rows, or the JTable is no longer clickable, or it is disabled no matter what the user clicks on the JTable. Unless the user will click the update button again and click the rows on the JTable and start again to appear the update frame. So now let's proceed to the codes where we can know how this program works, build, and find out what methods are done so that it can be successfully function and the user allowed to do what they want to do. To recognize update frame, the first thing to do is introduce update frame to mainframe by placing a private mainframe at the top of the update frame code to get there where users have already entered information, so that mainframe is already recognizable, or now it can call on the update frame when we run the program, or it can access or accept in the mainframe when it is saved. Which is to do that, we must put or use this code, the mainframe that set value at because set value is where it sets the value in cell or in the row index, which the row whose value is to be changed. And anything on the text fields, JCombo box, as well as on the JDate chooser. We can get the text on what the user will set the value because of the get text and get selected item, because its main function is to return the results on what is expected. For further explanation, for example, mainframe dot TBL student info, which is the table where the records are, then dot set value at, that will set the value on the row index, open parenthesis, then text first name, which is the text field for the first name, and then dot get text in order to return the expected outputs from the user, open and close parenthesis, comma, and then the selected row in order to align where the strings place, then close parenthesis and semicolon, as well as to the middle and last name also for the college program and courses. And after that, a message dialog will appear that it said update record save. And when after all the buttons, which are the add, delete, as well as the update, are now enabled, the update frame will dispose or will disappear and automatically return to the main frame. Without the update frame remains open. The main frame is the only one that is open where the records are, and the update frame has been disposed. And when the user cancels the button, the update frame, like on setting the value and getting the items, when mainframe.pt and add, as well as the delete and update, will enable true, and the operation will cancel and nothing's gonna happen, and the TBL student info that set enabled and set visible is both false, where the user are no longer to click those row index on the JTable, or let's say it's not clickable anymore unless the user click again the update button and the JTable can now be clickable again. And a message dialog will appear, which is the update operation cancelled, that will inform the user that their operation is cancelled. And now, as what I've said, when the user successfully update their records, it will dispose and back to the mainframe where you can see now that the update frame is the one. We will notice that unlike from the mainframe, the update frame was known in the mainframe. Now, update frame will be placed here in mainframe to get or connected the update to main, which we will put in the local field in the update frame, and the update frame string that the user all put the update frame will go to the main frame, where set text will put the content in the update frame, which the set text function is the information there in get item can get it via get value at and put it by the set item at present in the JTable, which the user can see their updated records and it's successfully run. So turning our attention now for Mr. Benedict Mendoza for explaining the delete frame process of our program.
Thank you, Ms. De Guzman. Once again, I am Benedict Mendoza, and I'll be the one who will be presenting the delete button process. And as we can see, besides of the exit button, there is three buttons that we can see. It is add, update, and delete. And when we click the delete button, there's a JLabel record above, revealing that you must use a record to the rows. And then when we click a record, there's a dialog saying that, are you sure to delete the selected record? And as we observe, there's a three option that we can choose. It's either yes, no, or cancel. And when we click the no or cancel, there's a dialog saying that delete operation canceled. And as we can see, the delete operation is failed. And then when we click the delete button again and choose a record and then click the yes, as you can see, the record is deleted or disappeared, and with the dialog of successfully deleted. And then before we proceed to the code, as you can see, when we click the record without clicking the delete button, there's nothing happen. But when we click it again, the delete button, the row or records is now editable or clickable. And then for the codes, as you can see, we used mouse click action event for the selecting record process. And then for the btn delete, when you click a record, there's a J option pane dialog, are you sure to delete the records? And then we put J option pane that yes option for the selecting option, the yes, no, and cancel. And then when we successfully deleted the row or record, there's a J option pane dialog, successfully deleted. And then the btn add, update, and delete will be set enabled through or activated again. Or else, when we click no or cancel, the delete operation will be cancelled with the dialog of delete operation cancelled. And then the btn add, update, and delete will be set enable through again or activated. And then for the exit process, Mr. Lois Batchao will be the one who will explain it.
Thank you, Mr. Benedict Mendoza. Again, I'm here to explain exit button. When the user click the exit button and user click the no, nothing will happen. But when user click the exit button again and choose yes, the program will be closed.
And that brings us to the end of our presentation. I hope you have learned a lot or clearly understood and have added something new to your knowledge that you can apply to your next projects. So I'll finish up by saying that I am sincerely appreciate your attentions, interest, and for listening to us. Have a nice and blessed day. Keep safe and again, thank you everyone.